Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm all right. Sorry, forgive the
It's
glasses.
okay.
Lad. I'm really suffering from hay fever
Okay.
badly. So
That's
I've got
okay.
these mad shades on. So I'm sorry if it looks a bit weird, but I've got to protect my eyes because I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, I like it. I
Thank
like it.
you.
I think the eyes are nice. And I've got I think hay fever caught me this year as well.
Yeah,
So my nose has been really watering and my eyes burning. So
it's bad.
yeah,
It's bad. So
yeah. I might
I'm
need a pair of glasses soon. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you a few questions about yourself. I just want to get to
yeah.
know you and your business, because what you're doing, like when I did the research, I was like, wow, like you're actually really amazing and you're doing great
Oh,
things for the
thank
fitness
you.
industry. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you as well for what you're doing. And I was a bit offended, because I was like, wait a minute, you've been doing this for a while. Like you've been in this industry for so long. I was like, why did she not call me? I was like, excuse me. I saw my sister on your page. I saw bare people on your page that I knew. I was like, wait a minute. Because basically everyone that I've ever seen online, like doing workouts or in the last 5 years, you've got them on your page.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
loads of black people as well.
Yeah, it's been nice. The reach out it's been fantastic. Everyone's been really open to Noir Fit Fest and what we stand for and
Yeah.
wanting to be a part of it. I've been like inundated with like requests. Do you need help? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? It's been a
Yes.
bit overwhelming at times, but I'm
Uh-huh.
grateful that people understand and see what it is that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a phenomenal thing. And it can go down in history. I just hope you continue to build it and keep going, because
Yeah.
I want to come to this one in September. I'm
Hmm.
definitely going to come, and we'll speak about that in a minute. So, just tell us who you are and a bit about your business, sis.
Sure. Okay, so my name is Lorraine Russell. Sometimes go by the name of Lala. Um, and I'm a personal trainer and a nutritionist. I've basically been like a professional PT for about 3.5 years now, but I've been in the industry for like forever because my mum, she's a fitness instructor. She's like 67 now, so I've
Wow.
always been in and around fitness, and then I have brothers who are very much into fitness as well. So it's always been a part of my life. See, I didn't start off my career in fitness at all. I actually started it as a fashion stylist. So I used to work with a lot of music artists. I worked with a lot of magazines and things of that nature. And, I did it for as long as I could. And then I kind of just fell out of love with it and started to fall in love with, I guess, working out and just kind of being in fitness spaces. And I put on a load of weight over a certain period in my life, and
Yeah.
it got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to kind of do something about my health, because it was really just suffering. My eating was bad. I was unfit for a time, which for me was quite alarming, because like I said, I've always loved sport. Even when I was at my biggest, I just loved doing as many different sports as possible. My mum always put me into things like doing judo, ice skating,
Yeah. Running
gymnastics,
track.
dance, all of
Used to
that.
run
So,
track.
it's
Yeah.
so I was like a big girl, but I was active. And I think for me, where my downfall was my food. I was eating far too much. I was eating more calories than what I was burning off, even though I was very,
Yeah.
very strong. But then it got to a point where, I got so heavy that I was starting to not enjoy the things that I was enjoying doing, like all of those sports. So then I decided to kind of, take a plunge into personal training and stuff like that. And then I just started studying the industry and started to, obviously I took a course where I became a qualified PT. In the meantime, in between time, obviously I'm starting to lose weight,
Yeah.
which is great. But then I'm losing weight, and I've noticed that my body wasn't shaping up in the way that I wanted it to. I
Okay.
always kind of veered towards a very athletic, type of frame. And instead, what was happening, because I was doing so much cardio, is that my body kind of was losing weight, and I was ending up with this really horrible, like straight up and down shape, which was not what I wanted at all. So
Yeah.
then,
Well, I hit the weight.
yeah, I had to, like, I had no idea. Like, a lot of people, particularly women, are, you know, historically told that if you're strong, you know, that's not a very feminine thing to do. So, you know, we tend to stay away from that. And I was one of them women. I was like, oh no, I'll just jump up and down and run and do whatever. So then my brother entered into a bodybuilding competition, WBFF, and he's, like I said, I've got two brothers. They're both very fit, but this one brother in particular, fit already, and then he did like an 8-week kind of training and nutritional plan. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I was just in awe of how his body literally just shaped up. It was crazy. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, Lee, sorry, I got gum in my mouth and I should have spat that out.
It's okay.
I said to my brother, I was like, wow, how did you do that? And who's training you? And question after question. This is my younger brothers as well. I'm the oldest.
Wow. Oh,
so,
nice.
He was like, yeah, here's my trainer's number. You should call him. So
yeah,
there's a trainer called Gabriel Say. Sorry, let me take that out.
Gabriel Say?
Gabriel Say, S-E-Y. He is incredible. And he really kind of took me on a journey of really learning and understanding my body and embracing the weights, and just
once
like,
you saw the transformation after you showed me Gabriel, you saw the transformation. What did you think about, what were you thinking about yourself?
Well, for me, my brother took 8 weeks because, like I said, he was already quite muscular anyway. So for him, it was about building a little bit more muscle than what he already had, and obviously cutting down some of the fat that was on his body. Me, it took me 8 months. Yeah. So I'm building muscle, and I'm slowly dropping calories and slowly increasing my cardio, which means I obviously drop the body fat as well. And it just taught me a lot about what my body responds to, what it doesn't respond to, you know, especially with the food side aspects of it, which I said at the beginning of this, that was always my bigger problem. And I started to see and started to learn. And as I'm kind of learning, I actually was doing my personal training course, so I'm kind of doing the two in tandem.
Nice.
So it's even making more sense now because I'm reading about it and I'm doing it in practice.
Yeah.
So by the time I hit the stage, I was like, wow, like I couldn't believe like the transformation. It was totally just leagues away from how I ever was in my whole adult life. And the discipline that it took as well, if any of you are watching this and you ever decide to compete, like, understand it takes a lot. Like, you won't have any social life. It literally is training, sleeping,
focus on you.
eating, and it is in the good thing about it is that it does allow you to be quite selfish, because it means you literally have to focus on yourself and what it is that you are doing, because you're not just dropping weight for the sake of dropping weight. You're just adding muscle for the sake of adding muscle. You're doing this to compete. So when you step
and it's okay to be selfish.
Yes,
it's okay to be selfish if you're gonna go through a transformation like that. It's okay to be selfish and look after yourself. Do you know what I mean?
100%. So I'm fortunate that I don't have any children or any kind of dependables or
you have no children. You're all tight everywhere. No. Tight. Yes, you are. You are.
So, you know, but the thing is, I know women who do have like several children and they compete. So they've just learned to kind of figure it out, how to kind of like, you know, navigate their time with their children, with their family life, and do the training as well. So it's possible.
Amazing.
Watching out there who thinks, oh no, I can't do it because I'm a mom. And you absolutely can. You really can. You just need to figure out your schedule. So there's that. So just the whole journey of it for me was just incredible. And like I said, you learn a lot about yourself when you do something as extreme as that. So so that's how I kind of started on my road of kind of wanting to really do this properly. So then when I got properly qualified, you know, like most people, I started off at a gym, PTing, doing classes, which I still do now. But then I thought, you know what, I don't want this to be the only thing that I do. I feel like there's a lot of scope to do something else or on top of that, which is where the idea of Noir Fit Fest kind of came about, because I'm like, I want to have a platform where you know, I can see people who look like me, who are super talented, super amazing at their job, and also kind of seeing that our community really does need servicing in terms of, you know, spreading the word about the benefits of health and fitness, because the reality is, out of all the ethnic groups in the UK, we are doing the poorest in terms of physical activity and in terms of not making the right choices in terms of food. So I always feel like it's an easier
Are you
sell.
sure?
Yeah,
Black
100%.
people. I'm
We are
really
the
upset about
worst.
that.
And then black women, and then
Okay.
in terms of gender, black women and Asian women are at the very, very bottom of that. I think the stats show, the last time I checked, it's 50, no, hold on, 53% of, yeah, 53% of the black community aren't doing the moderate amount of weekly exercise, compared to 63% of the rest of the UK population. Now, when you put that into context, remember, we're only 3% of the population, yeah? So of that 3%, 53% of us aren't doing the moderate amount of weekly exercise, which is like, at the bare minimum, like a 30-minute walk. We're not doing it. So what that does is it then puts us at risk of high risk of things like diabetes, heart disease, you know. So even with the lockdown, when I actually started Noir Fit Fest in the lockdown, and initially it wasn't going to go ahead because I just thought, no one is going to want to do this. Everyone is thinking about saving their
Staying at
money.
home.
Yeah, and like, you know, who's going to want to do this? And I thought to myself, you know what? Everything's so up in the air. I could literally,
I
this
feel like it
time
was
next
needed.
year, yeah,
I
it
think
was
it was
needed.
needed. Yeah.
And it could have been the same situation if I waited a whole year. It could be the same. We could still be in lockdown all now. So I kind of needed to figure out a way of making it accessible whilst we were indoors. Because I'm like, if they're saying to us that one of the problems is that we're inactive, then we need to figure out how to get active. And if we have to get active indoors, then that's what it needs to be. So yeah, so I kind of felt like I waffled a little bit, but
No, you can. This is what it's here for. You can waffle, because I need to learn as much as I can about the Noir Fest, and I'm getting a good understanding. And when you decided to do it in 2020, it was online.
yes,
Will it be online again this year?
it will be online again this year.
Will we have a face-to-face one?
What do you mean, in the sense that
Like outing, like outside, like an actual in an event, like in a sports hall? Are we
the
gonna?
event in itself it's an indoor event. So what you get is you get access, you get like live stream access. So basically, this hasn't gone live just yet. Obviously, you can't purchase your ticket for it. But what's going to happen is I'm going to put the link to, and it'll be a Zoom link because everybody uses Zoom. You buy the link, and then you get access, and you can join in with the classes or the talks or whatever's going on. And you get access for the whole day. So it's just a one-off fee. You pay that, and you know, just leave it on your laptop, on your phone, or wherever it is that you access your Zoom, and that's how it's accessible.
Amazing. So is it recorded? Like if I do the whole show,
Yeah.
does it
There's
disappear?
no playback. That's it. It's
Okay,
a one
good,
time.
good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Somebody
Yeah.
did ask,
That's the
but
tax,
we
you
don't
know?
have the facilities for that as well at the moment. Like maybe if we were a bigger company, but you know,
When you're a bigger company, because
yeah.
you will be, because definitely this is a great, great thing, and I would love to come down and interview the PTs there.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
that would be amazing, man, because I just love what you're doing. So wait, I just turned the page, but I got more questions. Okay, where were you from? Like, where were you from originally?
I'm from London. I'm from South London, born and bred. Yeah, so yeah, typically this is the area here where I think, you know, is very instrumental in getting me moving and making me enjoy group exercises and stuff like that. I know a lot of PTs and fitness instructors and stuff like that who are based in South London. Yeah, so that's where I'm from.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So you said your family was fit as well. That's good. What did your dad do? Your mum was a PT.
My
What did your
dad, unfortunately, wasn't part of my life. As far as I'm aware, he's a painter decorator. I don't know if he actually did any type of sport, like when he himself was younger. I I'll have to ask my mum about that. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, he's a painter decorator, but the fitness side or the fitness thing that's been influenced or impressed on me, it's definitely come from my mum.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wicked, man. So you're a personal trainer. How did your fitness journey, oh, I already answered that question. I'm so sorry. Okay, growing up, tell me what you was like in school.
Me? Oh, do you know what? I like to call myself the BFG. I was like the big friendly giant. I'm like 5'11", so I was like that
Oh,
girl. I was like
nice. I'm
everybody's
6'2".
friend. I was
Oh, 11.
everybody's friend. Like I got
Oh,
on with
that's nice.
everybody. Yeah, so I wasn't shy, but then again, I wasn't all up in everybody's business or loud or anything like that. Like I
Yeah.
was very like just so and everything. But like I said, like I really did start off my young life really being a creative. Like I, you know, studied to be a fashion designer, ended up being a fashion stylist for a number of years after I graduated from college and university. So
Nice.
it's so weird how I've kind of transitioned from one very different industry into a whole different industry.
You know what would be good, yeah? Because you can design noir fit outfits for the instructors on the day.
Yeah.
And just have them, they all have to wear the uniform, regardless if they got their own companies. You're
Yeah.
working with us today. Just like do me a little tank top, you know, and some leggings with a pocket.
Well, you
It'd
know,
be
you
nice,
never
man.
know. It could be in the pipeline. There's
That
a
would be
lot of things
nice.
that I've got plans. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'll watch this space, guys, for you that are watching. You never know, you might get a nice little range of Noir Fit Fest items soon.
Yeah. Designed by you.
Yes.
That'd be nice. Um, so you said the idea sparked in 2020 quarantine. Miss Lala Works, that's your page. How
Yeah.
long have you had that page? Is that before the noir?
Oh yeah. That's like my kind of personal
Your
slash,
personal page?
yeah, PT type page. Obviously, Noir Fit Fest only came about because of, you know, the actual festival. We had to set up social media networks, but my Miss Lala Works page has been open for a little bit.
That's nice. I like that page. It shows you're competing. Like, what was the experience of going on the stage in your
It was
bikini?
fantastic, actually. I really enjoyed it. It's very nerve-wracking. And it's weird because you spend months and months and months in training and eating a particular diet only to be on stage for all of like maybe 10, 15 minutes. You
How
don't
did
even think about it like that.
who helped you pose when you did the walk? I love when I see the women walking, and I love the poses, you know.
I had a separate posing instructor for that, actually. Oh god, I've forgotten her name, but she's incredible. But she used to dance back in the day, so I always find that the best posing coaches are the ones that used to do dancing, like in some sort of capacity, because they know how to move their bodies. They tend
They
to
know
know
about
how
the
to,
angles.
the angles, and know how
You
to
know.
move in heels.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to
Was you
hire another
nervous?
person.
Was you
I
nervous?
was, yeah, but it's nerve-wracking because when you're on that stage, you can hear people, but you can't see nothing. It's very dark up out when you look out. You're like, where is everybody? I'm trying to look for my section, my mom, my aunties and stuff like that. I can't see anyone. I'm like, my god, what's going on?
Oh, that's good,
I can hear them though. My second competition is so funny. I've got my mum's side of the family. They're from Birmingham.
And me.
And I can hear from the accent.
Oh, can you hear it? Okay, sorry. I didn't think I could. Oh, okay, it's still there.
So they're from Birmingham, and I remember one of my shows was down there. So obviously they came down and everything, and my little cheering squad. So when I came on the stage, all I could hear was
Go on, yeah.
Noise. And it's like I'm looking, but I'm trying to pose, and I'm trying to look, I'm trying to pose. I'm like, I can't see them because it's so dark out there. But it was fun. They really hype you up when you're on there, because obviously I probably wasn't the first person who kind of was like a newbie to that entire scene. So they do make you feel comfortable and stuff like that, and they hype you up. And the guy that's on the main mic, he's like, come on girl, show us what you got, and blah blah blah. So you just turn it into a show. And you know, some of the women that I met there are still in contact with them today.
Lovely.
And they're great. And they're like, oh, we love what you're doing now. This is amazing. Keep it up, blah, blah, blah. So they've been extremely supportive. So it's nice that I've actually met like-minded people who just they just get it. So yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool, man. And what have you learned so far from doing this festival? What have you learned?
I have learned it's important to have a team around you that really understand your vision. A lot of the times you can collab with people that maybe don't have the same drive as you, and that can be quite disheartening at times, particularly if you're like, oh God, I really want to do this, but I don't know how that particular person will feel about it, or, you know, and then that can kind of lead into a lot of self-doubt, and you start talking yourself out of things and thinking, I can't achieve. So I always say to people, if you're going to try and do anything, and if you need things, just ask. The worst they can say is no. If they say no,
that's what I said the other day.
They
That's
move
what I
on
said
to
the other
someone
day.
else. Yeah.
Because I asked a lot of people a week for interviews. I've got a PA now. I've been looking for a personal assistant for like 6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah, I tell you why it took so long, because I've had like 3, but they've never been like, they didn't want to see my dream happen to help benefit them. They were just doing it because they liked my personality and what I was doing, but they didn't want to take it further. So I just started doing things by myself for a few years. But someone from America reached out to me this year, and I was like, okay, let me just interview you, have a little talk with you, see how things are going. Do you know what I mean? I finally got it, but it took me so long, and I wanted to give up so much times, you know. But I just never, and I just ask people all the time. I always say they're gonna say no or they're gonna say yes. Yeah. 100%. When they say yes, I know what to do. When they say no, I know what to do. So I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay. Yeah.
And sometimes a no is not necessarily a bad thing. Like you can just eliminate that and move on to the next. I don't like when people are like, oh, maybe. I don't like all of that. I like assurance.
I like when someone can just say, I say, can I invite you down for an interview? Are you interested? And blah blah blah. And then some people will be like, I can't right now because I'm doing a competition, and when I do this competition, and they send me a long message about why they can't do it. And it's like, okay, I get it, and I'm gonna ask you again in next month and the month after. I'll keep asking. The same people, I'll round it up, but there's new people always asking stuff. But I don't get discouraged when people say no. And I don't think people out there don't get discouraged. It's just an opportunity for another door to open.
Yeah, 100%. Never get no is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means not this time.
It's not this time. Try here. It might be that.
100%.
You see your post, they make you want to put clothes on and go to the gym straight away. Straight away. Even when I was researching you, I was thinking, I could just research and do some sit-ups at the same time, because every single post is energy, effective, or knowledge and nutritional tips, or there's so much information on your page. And it's also really good for, I would say as a mum, it's good for me to see that, because I've seen so much other mums on the page and other black women on the page that look like me, and they're training, and it's just a beautiful, perfect page for anyone who wants to get off their ass or start to be motivated within themselves. I really love the page. What was the aim when you started posting? What did you think? I'm just gonna.
I just felt like there was a wealth of information out there that people weren't seeing or maybe not understanding, and you know, from my own personal experience and from obviously talking to the kind of the black PTs within my network, I just felt that there was something that was missing. And obviously with the stats that I gave you as well, I just felt like maybe we just need a platform that speaks to us specifically, that is kind of culturally knowledgeable about the things that we will gravitate towards, and that will kind of inspire us to basically make better choices and understand there are a lot of choices as well that you can choose from. So like I said, I'm somebody that I love doing weight training. somebody might be like, oh, I'm not too sure, but that might be because they have a specific idea in their head about what that is about. And then when they see a mum of 3 who's deadlifting or she's bench pressing and her body looks fantastic, you know, I'm hoping that will spark something in the person that is watching her, thinking, rah, if she can do it, then maybe I can. Or, you know, food advice as well. Like, typically, you know, most of us come from either Caribbean or African background, and there is this idea that our food is really bad for us. And the reality is our food isn't actually bad. It's just that, you know, I guess the way some of us cook it, and maybe a lot of us are very westernized now. So we've kind of mixed it up and everything. So we're preparing it in ways that aren't really conducive to our needs in terms of health. So if I post something in regards to, you know, nutrition, I'm doing that to kind of educate, like, for instance, like, I love a dumpling, so so like my mum at one point, she's like, right, I need to figure out a way of making dumplings that aren't like loaded with salt and like white flour and stuff like that. So she started making them with wholemeal flour, or what was the other one? Is it buckwheat? Another type of flour. So basically a healthier alternative to like the traditional flour dumplings that
that's
we make
good
and
for your
stuff
mum
like
as
that.
well.
Yeah, so this is my mum from way back in the day, long before you've seen all these, you know, how to make blah 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 and
She's done though, because she's been doing the fitness before it came online and
exactly.
it's all in your face.
There was, listen, my mum was doing that. There was no social media, no
None.
cap. She was
That
just
she was the
like,
real deal. That was the real
yeah,
deal at that time. You had to work hard to get popular and
100%.
get
She's
your
like,
clients.
my children are getting bigger and I can't take it, and I need them to be healthy, and then, but at the same time, I want to keep them very much attached to their culture, and I want them to understand that this is where we came from and this is how we eat and blah blah blah. Like, I know I spoke about my dad earlier on, but one of the things that my dad was really big on is like, you know, he would like, I like to eat good food. And what he means by that, my dad's from the country. So my mum's side is, my mum's from, my mum and my dad are both from Jamaica. My mum's from Kingston and my dad is from St. Catherine. So he's very much a country boy. So for him, he literally lives from,
their
like, he
food's
will grow
growing in the
things
ground.
from scratch.
Pick a mango off the tree.
100%. And he's still, to this day, he's still very much that way inclined. So the food that he eats is healthy, because things like sandwich and stuff, you can't give that to my dad. He's just not going to eat it. He wants it fresh, cooked from scratch.
That's good.
And the
I'm
way
like
that
that.
they do it is so, like, they steam everything or they boil things and blah blah blah, like real old school.
The right
And
way. Instead of
the
just
right
frying it
way.
with bare oil and
Exactly. And all things, so things like that. So when you come on my page, I try to bring it back to the basics of that, and, you know, try to show people that it's not time consuming, the things that you can do, like, you can do it if you've got half an hour, you can do it, you know, an hour, whatever the case may be, but things can be done. It's these little changes in your lifestyle that will really, really help you. So, you know, so that was, so that was one aspect. Another thing as well, in terms of the kind of, I say, the industry aspect, is that I wanted to make people see that we have our own kind of fitness and wellness influencers that are out there. A lot of the times I feel like a lot of these mainstream platforms will use kind of, obviously, white women or white men to promote their fitness and wellness brands. And I just think it's really funny because when you think about certain sports and certain sports brands, like if I said to you, name me a famous boxer, you'd probably say Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather or Anthony Joshua. If I say, name me a famous athlete, you probably go to Usain Bolt. If I say, name me a famous tennis
it's always
player,
the same ones that the white people promote.
But the point is, the most famous ones, they tend to be black. However, even though we're visibly excelling in those fields, those sporting fields there, for whatever reason, whatever these guys, as amazing as they are, and all of their achievements aren't translating enough to inspire us as a community to get moving. Because I'm like, I don't understand how we've got these amazing athletes, but yet when we are physically inactive, we're not doing what typically the world thinks that we do well all the time, which is either Black people are either really, really good at sport or they're really, really good at music. Somewhere there's a lie in that, because if the stats are showing that we're inactive and we're not eating well, clearly something is wrong. So for me, building this platform is to literally invite people from our community to come and say, come and see your people. Look at that woman who is an amazing soca instructor, or look at this girl here who can deliver a serious HIIT class, or we've got another person here who's delivering a talk about nutrition, So that's what it's all about. So I'm hoping that everything, you know, at the event comes full circle and people leave there feeling very affirmed, very inspired, and wanting to implement things or in terms of change in their own lives.
Yeah. I think they definitely will, definitely. And just it's just something that you have to just like everyone's been saying on the platform, just stay consistent with it. Like no, as a Black woman, when we're running businesses, it's harder. I find it harder to get funding sometimes, but I keep pushing, and I push and I push and I push, and I get it. Do you know what I mean? So
you have to keep
have
going.
to keep doing that.
Yeah, you have to. I've learned that as well.
Nothing make you stop what you love doing. Like,
yeah, well, it will come. I'm telling you now. You're probably thinking it's gonna feel like you're doing this all by yourself, but people are watching. Let me tell you, people.
I feel that's how I feel. I feel like I'm doing this all by myself, and I'm like, someone help me.
You'll feel that way, but don't worry. If you keep at it, people are watching. You'll start getting little messages, little emails, little this, that, and the third. And you know, you might even get stopped in the street and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, are you that girl that runs that platform? Then you interview?"
Oh, that's happened before, you know.
You see, so you don't even know. No, but you was going about your business, just mind your business, going about your day, and then you're just like, hey. So don't take it as a thing that you're not doing the right thing. You were drawn to this for a reason, so you just have to keep going. You see this little pep talk I'm giving you, I have to give it to myself every day, because there are times where I'm like, I should just get a normal 9 to 5 and just, you know, just allow it.
I can't do it. I swear to God, I've never had a job longer than 3 years, and it's only 3 years because I was in the gym. I was working out, so I was there for long. I've never had a job for long. I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you see, but there's a reason that I've done 9 to 5. I've done other jobs in other industries, and I'm here at this point. Like, I've come full circle. My mum always laughs because she's like, imagine that, me, your whole mum who was doing fitness from way back in the 90s and what have you. Like, she feels like she has actually, I have to hand it to her. She's like, I feel like I've inspired you to the point where you've now taken up the mantle from where I've kind of left off, because my mom's 67, she's probably getting ready to retire, and here I am at my age doing what she did back in the day when, like I said, there was no internet, there was
pass the baton on.
And that's not even how I started my career. So for her to see me do this now, she's like, yes, I knew that.
It makes sense. No,
I give it to you.
I'm gonna be like that. My son's like my youngest one is very, very athletic. All he wants to do is play sport. I just look at him and I think, you're me. It's just me again in the boy version. Like, it's amazing.
We influence. I say it all the time, I'm like, parents, you influence your children in ways that you don't know.
Even imagine.
It's seeping in there. So, like, speak powerful words into them. Affirm them all the time. Let them know you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Doesn't matter how old they are. Like, I'm in my mid-40s now. My mum's still like, do it.
Wow, you look good, sis.
Do it. Thank you,
girl.
So I do believe it obviously takes a village to raise a child and all that, but the parents, mum and dad, the words that you speak, powerful beyond measure. Powerful. Speak it into your children so they can do better than what you did, and just make you proud. That's it.
That is some facts. You're like a news reporter / journalist for the industry. What would you remove from the industry, and what would you add to it?
I would remove, okay. So you see, this time 2 years ago, obviously this is now like the anniversary of George Floyd.
Yeah.
And so it's quite, I guess the word is kismet that we're actually having this conversation now, because initially when I started Noir Fit Fest and I started looking for funding and support, crickets. It was bad.
No, man.
Yeah, so sadly, when George passed away, that's when my inbox started to, you know, started to go off from mainstream companies in the fitness industry. Love what you're doing. It's amazing.
Oh, that's good.
That's what I thought.
But why would they just approach you then?
Exactly. So I've been very adamant now that when I do interviews and when I speak to brands, I make it known that, listen, I was actually doing this from before George Floyd passed away.
Yeah, you were doing talk with Noir Fit Fest.
Yeah, so I was doing a lot of stuff and trying to get you guys interested, and I was showing you the stats and doing all of that stuff and everything, and I didn't hear anything from anyone. And my thing is now that it shouldn't take the death of a black man for you to take notice of the fact that there are people who are non-white who, you know, spend tons of money on fitness and just anything to do with fitness. Like, we're very much involved in this industry, whether or not we're kind of representing it in some sort of way in terms of, like, you know, being the tastemakers in certain things, or, you know, buying, you know, we are still customers as well of certain brands, and a lot of the times we get overlooked. And, you know, as somebody who I guess has a visible face in the industry, and like I said, I've spoken to loads of influencers, so we say fitness influencers, and the stories that they're telling me are alarming at best. It shouldn't be a case. So, you know, you get certain brands that will invite people to come to press days and launches and what have you. So, you know, people will go to these press days and launches and get all excited about it, and then they enter these spaces and they see that they're literally the only black face in the room.
Okay, they want to make it seem a bit like
And the problem with that is that you never want to feel like the token black person, particularly though there is like a whole bunch of black fitness influencers out there that are doing bits, they're doing a madness with their numbers and stuff like that. But yet, you know, there's a very different way that they're being treated when brands are reaching out to them. I already know that some brands will pay white influencers more than black influencers. That is a problem. So that's something that needs to go. We need to be respected as a community, because like I said, a lot of our cultural things kind of generate a lot of generate a lot of cash for these brands. A lot of the way that so for instance, take two brands like Nike and Adidas, they lean very heavily on black culture in order to sell their products. So for me, I don't think it's a big ask for a brand like Nike or Adidas to invest or to have more people who look like us on campaigns and stuff. I really don't think that is a big ask. You know, if you took black people out of the mix, if we just disappeared tomorrow, what would Nike look like? What would Adidas look like? What would Puma look like? What would Reebok look like? What would Fila look like? What would all of these major brands actually look like?
That we keep going.
Right, exactly. We spend with you guys, you know, we're your customers, and also as well, we are literally your ideas people. Like,
we want something back.
Right, the way that you style your clothing, it comes from street style. It comes from things that black people across the globe have done. Like, you know, the story of like Adidas is a prime example of that. Look at their connection with like Run DMC, how they used to style their trainers back in the day with the, you know, the tongue kind of hanging out and the big thick shoelaces kind of tied in a particular style. All of that stuff comes from black people. So then you put it on a big campaign and then it will sell out 1 trillion times over. I know that Nike made, during the lockdown alone in the 1 year, 53 billion pounds. So, you know, these companies make money. So for me, what I would take out of the industry is this idea that, you know, we are only visible or worth helping or contributing to when a disaster happens. I feel like more respect needs to be put towards our community, because we are literally the driving force. Anyone, you can argue with me all day, and there's like physical, we can Google it right now, and we can literally go back in history and look at that.
Yeah, wow, man. I want to be on your team as well. Boy, I feel so, boy. I want to help that cause. That sounds amazing. What other social media platforms are you on? You got your online website.
We're on TikTok as well, so it's just Noir Fit Fest. We're on Twitter, Noir Fit Fest, and Instagram, Noir Fit Fest, website, www.noirefitfest.com.
Are you on Facebook as well?
Yes, we've got a
you're
Facebook.
No, you're on everything. You're on every social media platform.
Everything.
Twitter,
we have it all.
Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
What else to say? Online website, that's official.
TikTok, which I'm trying to build. TikTok is actually a great platform.
It's good, isn't it?
To use. Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm actually enjoying it. We're not on Snapchat. That's the only one.
It's okay. That's more for the kids nowadays. But TikTok, do you have videos on there of you as well, or are you still promoting like?
Yeah, so more. Noir Fit Fest is more about the actual festival, about Black trainers. Very similar to Instagram, whereas there's a little bit of me on there, but not too much. I don't really want it to be about me because it's not.
I've noticed that. I love that about you. I love you because you're someone who you can big up every woman, every man in the room, and you don't need no one to say anything about yourself. And you can tell that from your page. That's so lovely.
Thank you. I'm glad that's coming across because I'm always concerned. Have I put too much about myself and blah, blah, blah? Particularly when I've done an interview with a magazine. Obviously, they're using me as, this is, Noir Fit Fest, and it was created by Lorraine Russell, So they're going to have a picture of me. So at times I'm like, I don't know if this is right, but I think...
it's at the point, Lorraine. Let me tell you what it is. It's at the point that when you sent me the picture in the DM, I was like, that's not Noir Fit Fest. I was like, that's not her. So I went on the page. I was like, I couldn't find it. I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Who's the woman who owns this company? I didn't know who you were. I thought you was. There's this other girl. If I find her, I'm gonna send her to you. You're gonna laugh. But I thought that was you. Because you promote people so much, and like you stay in the background, and you can tell that you're in the background. So when you sent the picture, I was like, what? This is the woman. No way.
I'm literally, obviously, it's my company. I'm the ideas person, what have you, But really and truly, like I said, if you go to the website, it literally says creating a platform of visibility for Black fitness and wellness professionals with the aim of reaching out to the wider Black community. That is what it's set up for. So it's not, hey, it's me and So you are going to see me because it's my brand.
I would love to see you more. I want to see you more.
I need to make it apparent that this is something that I want it to grow. I want it to be in a bigger space. I'd love it to have multiple rooms and be as big as bloody what's the wireless. I want it as big as wireless if I could.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any help from me when before the wireless stage, on the build up stage, like any help you need from me, let me know. I'll be willing to support that, man, because that's something that I love to do myself. You know what I mean? And I'm so glad you're doing it.
I'm very open to kind of working with different people and stuff like that. Like, I'm like, come with your ideas. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can do something that's mutually beneficial, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not somebody that's like, oh, no, it's my baby. I can't have anybody, attaching themselves to that. I don't think that's very forward thinking.
Sometimes my son will say something and I think, ooh, it's a good idea. Because it's the next generation. Sometimes his ideas help me, like help me get clients and sell stuff. I'm like, oh, thanks, son. So I take other people's criticism as well and advice. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I would love to work for someone who can take constructive criticism and ideas from their stuff. I don't like people who are, like you said, it's my baby, I don't want to share. It's not nice. So tell us, this year you got Fit Fest coming on. It's September the 17th. And I think the date is really good. Saturday 17th of September 2022. I think it's really good because mums like myself If you don't get to train throughout the summer, that fest right there is something people need to stick to. Do you know what I mean? You've got so much different things you can do to catch up. So tell us a bit about the lineup, what's going to be happening. And
right. So, can I tell you about the lineup?
Yeah, no, okay, you don't have to tell me.
I can, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So if you were there last year, we had Malika, who was also delivering the, hosting, shall we say, the panel discussions. And she did like an amazing kind of weighted band, resistance band rather, workout. We've got her coming back. We've got Zelia coming back, who did an incredible yoga
You've got Aisha coming back?
Aisha Luti. Yeah, she's coming back.
Yeah,
she's very successful. We've got Melvin as well, who was very popular.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got who's the other person?
Is that the yoga man?
We've got Gerard,
the yoga man. You know that man that does that?
Yeah. That's Gerard.
He's amazing.
So we've got some of the older people. And we've got some new additions as well.
Nice.
I can't announce the new additions.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, don't let us know.
But but it will all be hopefully finalized, timetable up there, and people can see who's coming. But we've got some other surprises as well, which I still can't announce them. But within the next couple of days, some announcements will be made about certain things to do with Noir Fit Fest. So
all right, everything you announce, I'm going to share.
Yes, thank you.
everything I see, I'm sharing. So that's my support to you right now. So if I'm a trainer and I want to approach you to be a part of the Noir Fest, what do I do?
You just need to email me. So if you can DM me if you want to in the Noir Fit Fest box, and obviously I will send you the email address. But the email address is noir.fitfest@gmail.com. You just message. Again, this year, because we've been inundated, it's pretty much, full to the brim in terms of the instructors. But what I would say is, if you are an instructor, particularly if you're a new instructor, particularly if you're trying to build your network, just come to the event. You can actually talk to the instructors that are there. This is another thing that I'm trying to encourage other instructors to do, because what I've noticed in the UK, we have a really bad habit of not really understanding the power of networking across.
Do you know what? I didn't want to talk about it, because it gets me vexed. I get vexed inside, okay? I just don't like the fact that UK don't work together. Like, we need to work together,
you know what we try to do? Obviously you know who Issa Rae is from, Issa Rae from, what's the H? Insecure, the TV show Insecure. It's an American TV show. So the writer on that, or the lead actress and the writer actually, her name's Issa Rae. She's an actress. So I watched. I
know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched an interview with her, and she was talking about the power of networking across. She said basically what we do typically is that when we get into any industry or any field, and obviously we're trying to get up the ladder, and we're trying to get up there in terms of whatever it is our profession is. She said, the first thing we want to do is network up, meaning whoever's above us, we're trying to get in contact with that person and try to break bread with them in the hopes that they can, bring us whatever it is that we need in order to be successful in our careers. She's like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, what we tend not to do is network across. And what that actually means is reaching out to the people in your immediate circle that have a certain skill set that can actually help you with your brand and with your business. So that a lot of the times we really underestimate how talented people are that are around us. It's like, do you know a photographer? Do you know a videographer? Do you know somebody that can do live streams? Do you know somebody that knows how to do social media content? 9 times out of 10, you already know those people. They're already there in your network, but yet you're trying to get to the person that's already established that 100 other million people are trying to also get to. So it's best that you look across your network first before you start trying to climb to get to that person there, because you could essentially be climbing forever rather than looking next to you and saying, hey, that person there. So I find that in the fitness industry, what we tend to do is see who's the top top fitness person for the moment, who's the top fitness girl, who's the top fitness guy, and then we try to link
Get
up,
them on our platform.
with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
person, blah blah blah, which is again not necessarily a bad thing, because you know, for
yeah.
whatever reason you and that person might align in one way or another. However, 9 times out of 10, that same person is probably trying to get to another step in their, they're probably trying to scale up, and while you're trying to chase them, it's like you're missing out on the opportunity in connecting or collaborating with the person that's right next to you, and you and them building something together where you can both pop off. Do you see what I mean? So I think we have a really bad habit of doing that here in the UK. In the US, they understand that perfectly. If you look at their black fitness influencers over there, they're always reaching out to each other and working on different projects and blah blah blah. They're setting up retreats, you know, they're setting up collaborations to do content, they're doing this, they're doing that, and for whatever reason we've not really gravitated towards that type of networking or working together, shall I say.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, what you just said, like I've me starting this platform, I've been doing the same thing. I've been looking at the people next to me. I've spoken to people who have like 150,000 followers. I've spoken to people who have 400 followers. It's not really about how good that person's doing to me. It's about how they make me feel when I watch them. Do you know what I mean? When I looked at your page, how your page makes me feel, made me want to message you. Yeah. And that's what I go on. Do you know what I mean? And I realized that the Americans who have been on my platform, like they come into every single live. I can name 3 people from America who's been in every single live that I've been on, and they support me. The Americans support me. They love me. They show me love. UK, there's so much hating and clout chasing. Like I don't even want to collab with you. Like I don't. I'm straight America now. Because UK, you put me off. You lot are so all about yourself, and you're all talking about on your page like you want to everyone talks about, I want to uplift this woman, I want to uplift that woman, but I don't see you doing it. I don't see you doing it, and I don't see enough women in this industry in the UK, in South London, North, West, East. None of you are working together. Like name me in the last year 5 black female fitness professionals in the industry who are collabing and showing how it's done. Like I want to collab with you. I've collabed with Aisha. I've collabed with Vibes. I've collabed with so much women in this industry. I stopped doing it because when I was asking the people in the UK, the replies I was getting, it just put me off. So like I said, doing this for this year, America have shown me so much love.
I can't even disagree with you.
I'm considering moving to America to build my business. How about that? That's what I'm considering, because the amount of love and support that I'm getting, and I'm not even living there, it just makes sense to me.
I will say this to you: go where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. If you feel like there's a platform that you can build in the you don't have to stay here and struggle if that's how you're feeling. Because at the end of the day, this is what will happen if you decide to move to the States and your business really pops off. I can promise you now, you can tell, like,
I know you're gonna say
that every single person that you were reaching out to, gonna be like, hey, oh Bella,
hey, how you doing?
It's going to happen. Trust me, because it's kind of already happening to me. And I'm only 3 years in to this, and I'm like, you lot, the plans that I have in the next coming years or so for this brand to do what it needs to be doing, it's gonna. That's when I'm gonna, like, my inbox is gonna be, I might have to put it on a block or what have you.
On a hold, like you're gonna have to get someone to answer them for you.
I feel like over here typically people tend to wait until you've popped off.
Oh my God, Lorraine, you're taking the words out my mouth. Jesus Christ.
Not everybody is like that. Some people are genuinely cool and will want to work with you and what have you. as long as what you're coming with them makes
Yeah,
sense. But for the
brilliant.
most part, there is a bit of a thing where I like, let me just wait and see what's going on over there with Bella before they
Yeah.
even, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. I
suggest
would love to name some people right now, you see, but I'm not, okay? And all I'm going to say is there's amazing people in the UK too who
yeah.
will collab with you like right now. So
Mm.
those are the ones who you want to reach out to. And anyone, like we said earlier, anyone who just says like no or gives a negative feedback on you just trying to collab and do something positive for the people, just move on to the next person.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
do you know what? It's life as well. I wouldn't even take it as a personal slight to you.
Yeah,
It's just how
yeah, you
people
could
are
never take it
sometimes.
personal. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
just do what you're doing. Like I said, if you find that you're better received in the US, go to the US. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Don't let nothing stop you. This is a big
Oh, my
world.
shush, shush. Sorry, my dog. The door's
Yeah,
knocking,
it's
and
all
she's
right.
like, she's trying to tell me something about the
He's
door. But
agreeing. He's agreeing. He's
stop.
like, yeah.
It's a girl. Training Pat said she's absolutely right. They
Mm.
say you get more love from the outsiders than your kind of people, than your own
Yeah.
kind of people.
Yeah,
It's
it
true.
happens. It
Exactly.
happens. It's the
Exactly
very
that.
nature of human beings. Sometimes, like some
Mm.
people will get it, and
Yo, Jeff, long time. Sorry.
it's all
This
right.
is a
Some people will
PT that I
get
used
it.
to work with as well. We
All
used to
right, okay.
yeah, I send him. I don't know if he's still PTing and stuff, but there's so much good PTs in the UK.
Mm,
Like, and that's why I love Noir Fest because you promote the PTs in the UK. They're not just all from South London.
mm, mm.
You know, they're
Listen,
from
I
different
will
parts.
go where. Listen, if I think that you are amazing, if you live on Iceland and I can get you on here, that's what's
Yeah.
going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this whole, oh, you know, they're from Streatham and that's why I'm picking
Yeah.
them. Like, no, not gonna.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna round up my last question. Could you give some advice for up and coming PTs or PTs who have just qualified that want to
Yeah.
build their brand? What do they need to
Um,
know?
Understand that this is an industry that can be very thankless at times, and that's fine. Just keep going. Make sure that you've got multiple streams of income, which I'm sure everybody at this point in time since the pandemic has learned. Well, I hope they've learned.
Yeah.
Again, know that there is no glass ceiling with this industry. I think particularly now, again, since the pandemic, things have changed tremendously, and you can pretty much create whatever you feel like is missing, that the people need. And if you can monetize it in a way that you can, I guess, benefit and everybody else benefits in some sort of way, then just do it. And
Mm,
no way about saying I'm monetizing off, you know, the things that I do. Yes, I do, because I need to eat as well.
yeah.
I don't run a charity. However, I do feel like Noir Fit Fest as a brand is a brand that's very affirming and very informative, very nurturing, very
Mm.
open as well.
Supportive.
Yeah, very supportive. Where I can, I will. I never make promises. I always say I will try, and if I can do it, I will. If I can't, then I simply just can't, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it basically. Just be true to yourself. Do things that make you feel happy. Do things that make you just proud. Like I always say,
Yeah.
I do things where I feel like, yeah, my mum would be really pleased that I'm doing this. That's kind of how I've
Oh,
always thought in my
that's
life. And I think if you
lovely.
kind of lead your life in that way, you can never kind of steer you wrong. You know,
Yeah.
particularly if you've got parents that are very, I would say, have a good moral compass and have instilled in you certain values. If you take them through with you, I don't think that can steer you wrong in your
Yeah.
professional capacity. Yeah.
That's true. And even if you don't have parents around you, just from the people, the good people around you,
Yeah.
who do
Yeah.
like parents, like that's good.
100%.
I'm so grateful that you said yes to me after hearing that.
Yeah, man, no problem. I'm
Thanks
just, like
so
I
much,
said,
man.
like I said, I will always try. Like I have to make it clear, I will try. I don't always say yes, because I just
I'm
don't
gonna
have enough
use that.
hours in the day to do that. If I could split myself like 30 times, then I would, but I
Mm.
can't. So, you know, if I look at what you're doing and I like what you're doing, and if I feel like I can help in some sort of way, then yeah, man, what's the problem? Let's
Oh,
do
thank
it.
you, man. I
Yeah.
love what you're doing. I don't like it. I love it. And I just want you to keep going. And I will be at the next Noir Fit Fest,
Thank
and I'll be
you.
promoting it. and I'm going to take a video of me doing a class. I'm going to promote it. You're going to be like, excuse me, I'm not paying you. Why you do so much promotion? You're going to get upset with me. Watch. But I'm so grateful. I hope you have a lovely day. Say hi to your mum for me, yeah?
I will do. I will
thank her for giving you that gift. Thank you so much. Because without her, we wouldn't have no Noir Fest. Okay?
Listen, yeah. I'll tell her. She'll happily take that compliment.
Okay, nice. Have a lovely day.
Right.
See you soon, Lorraine.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.